Now we are recording. Let's go.
Rolling.
Rolling. 3, 2, 1, action. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a nice rainy day in the beautiful place we call home. I'm Alex. I'm joined by my lovely host Pete in his signature hat, and we have a topic apparently.
Alright, well, first of all, I'm not wearing a hat because...
They don't know. He's lying. He's lying. Don't believe what he's saying.
I.
All right. Horrible intros aside, what's our topic today, Pete?
How about money?
Money. I like money.
You like money?
I
Everybody
do like
likes
money.
Money is nice until you have too much of it, and then it just becomes completely devalued.
I mean, how much money do you have, Pete?
Not enough for it to be devalued.
Oh my god. What about money? I wish I had money.
I mean, everybody's got money. It's just the amount that they have is not it's not the optimal.
I keep subscribing to those ads that say make $1,000 a week from home.
Oh, you're gonna be one of those
It doesn't work. None of them work. Apparently.
One of those YouTube gurus on how to make $1 million by the time you're 24.
It's called winning the lottery. But... All right.
Bro, like when I watch those videos, I feel like I lose brain cells instead of actually.
Are they stupid? Do they not know what they're talking about?
They're smart because they're trying so hard to get you to believe what they're selling. So they're good salespeople. Almost.
So they're lying.
Almost. No, I don't think they're lying. But a lot of people they withhold some truth to rope you in, and then as soon as they get you, oh, it's done.
So there'll be like something like you can make $1 million a month. It's like, oh, cool. It's like most people don't, but you could.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I remember the first time I ever watched one of those YouTube guru videos. I think it's just everybody's first time. Was the Ty Lopez.
Is that the guy who's like in this car or in his garage? And
I'm here in my garage. Lamborghini right behind me.
Is this the guy
Knowledge.
Knowledge, yeah. Is this the knowledge guy? The guy who's like, you know what I value? Knowledge. And I'm just like...
There's this Lamborghini behind me means nothing. What means everything is this bookshelf I have right next to me. It's like, bro.
I mean...
What are you saying?
Is he wrong, though, Pete?
No, the thing is... I think the biggest irony of that whole thing is that he was... No, I was going to say that he's completely right, but
the way he comes across is just you wouldn't want to listen to this guy.
That dude turned into a complete meme.
Yeah,
he did.
Everyone successful turns into a meme. We'll be a meme soon.
That's true. Like you saw, Michael Jordan was a meme, the crying Michael Jordan meme.
Yeah.
Will Smith is a meme now.
What's his meme?
Did you hear about him and his
wife?
Like little side topic, him and his wife splitting or something like they had like a spat on public TV.
The wife, I forget what she said. She said not surprised. She said, or maybe it was surprise. No, it wasn't surprise. It was like something like experiment or like. No, I'm googling this. I'm not gonna leave our audience hanging. I want to remember.
I don't remember exactly.
They had like this talk like at a table, and she said something silly.
Exactly.
That made me just cringe because I'm just like I'm just imagining what would happen if it was the other way around and Will was the one.
Oh no, absolutely.
Who did this?
That was yeah, I mean, people would be jumping down his throats. So what I was gonna say while you're trying to figure out Will Smith's marriage problems. There was a specific moment where he was crying, and he's the new crying Jordan meme, basically.
Oh, did he cry recently?
No. In that conversation.
Well, he didn't cry in that conversation.
Yeah, he did, dude.
Oh, about this or about something else?
About that stuff, yeah.
Wow.
But
I got into an entanglement. That's what she called it. An entanglement. That's one way to put it.
Oh man, but yeah, dude. Like you said, when you're a wealthy person, you can be a meme like instantly because you're under a microscope.
Yeah, everyone knows who you are now. So anyone with like 5 seconds of like free time can make a meme out of you. Just take a picture, write some funny text, and boom, you're a meme now.
I think what I admire are the people that have
Embrace it.
no, not necessarily. I mean, the people that they have boatloads of money, but they stay under the radar, like away from public view on purpose. Even and like people try super hard to try to
Expose them.
yeah, it's like actually who's a great example? Jack Dorsey,
I don't know who that is.
Twitter CEO, founder.
He owns Twitter?
Dude, okay. He does not own. He has a.
He's the CEO.
He's a CEO.
He's the owner now.
No. There's no. You don't own companies nowadays.
Okay, he's the chief executive officer. He's the big guy at the top.
He's also
Pete.
He's also CEO of Square, founder of Square. Do you know what Square is?
Yeah, isn't that the like credit card?
It's payment services.
Online pay or digital payment.
Fintech, financial, whatever.
The future.
The finance episode of Stay Positive. So
it's really, we're getting there.
You know what Cash App is?
What it is or
Cash
what?
App. The app Cash App.
No.
Or the Cash App. I don't even know how you would say it, but
I've heard of
it's a pretty good app.
Cash App.
It's basically
Venmo?
peer-to-peer. It's like Venmo, but also you can buy equities on it.
Was that buy stocks?
You can buy stocks. You can also buy Bitcoin.
What's the difference between that and Robinhood? Apart from Robinhood's just stocks, not I can't share money with
you can also buy crypto on Robinhood.
Yeah, but I
think
I
as
can't
of late.
share my money with you on Robinhood.
Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Yeah, exactly.
So it's just Venmo and Robinhood.
Venmo
put
and
together.
Robinhood combined, exactly.
That's so silly.
Why is that silly? It's perfect.
But like, why though?
What do you mean, why though?
I mean,
Yeah, you can indeed trade like a bunch of cryptos on Robinhood.
No, I knew that. I didn't. I'm pretty sure you can't trade it with amongst each other.
I'm confirming for the people listening, Alex.
They can
it's not all
trust me,
about you.
Pete. They can trust me, Pete. I'm a trustworthy fellow.
Okay, go on. What were you saying?
I finished what I was saying. Robinhood, yeah, Robinhood's just a stock app, and I already knew it sold crypto.
Venmo is just a peer-to-peer
and Cash App is both.
transactions. Yeah, basically.
Okay, we need to create our own version and make $1 trillion off of that. What's left? Combine. We need to combine PayPal, Venmo.
PayPal is Venmo. Venmo is PayPal.
No.
Oh, okay. School me on this then, please.
We need to make PayPal.
Hyper PayPal.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm open.
I don't know.
I'm listening.
I'm just the idea guy. I don't know.
No. I am the idea guy. You're the guy that's just creating a title.
It's a good name.
Hyper PayPal.
HyperPal, because we'd probably get sued if we did Hyper PayPal.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, whatever. I already established why does Venmo exist if PayPal existed first. It's silly. Does PayPal just not have a mobile app? Is that the only reason that PayPal failed?
PayPal has a mobile app.
What the heck?
I mean, why does I don't know if I've ever proposed this one to you, but why does Lyft exist if Uber already existed?
Because they did something slightly different, where you get to sit in the front and they give you water bottles and harass you, whereas Uber, they could be like that, but for the most part, every Uber driver I've had, they were very polite, because I was very polite. I just sat in the back and sat there quietly. I might maybe spark a conversation,
Alex, do you understand my point?
Let's create another Uber then, and this time they can sit in the trunk. Something new.
To be honest with you, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Lyft has better prices. That's about the only difference between
but Uber was first and is better also.
Yeah, so technically that's the interesting thing too. Like Uber really has all the IP, all the patents on all their tech that they use, but yet Lyft could still get into that market,
Lyft is in the market, I assume. It's still a quote-unquote successful company, just not
Lyft
as
is trading
successful.
publicly.
Whatever.
I mean, it's relatively successful. It's trading publicly.
Okay, whatever.
So,
But what about crypto? I don't know what that is. That's a thing.
Nah, I wanna actually talk about. Well, you were an
economics
yeah,
major.
There we go.
I did study it.
Yeah. What do you think you learned from that? Did you learn anything?
I learned some things.
Did you learn anything that you could apply in our current economic situation?
Like the economy now?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I I learned the concept of diminishing returns because it's really like it's a lot more psychological than economical. Do you know what it is?
Explain it for the people that don't,
So
including me.
basically, the example they always give is like a slice of pizza. If you go from 0 slices of pizza to 1 slice of pizza, your happiness, they call it utility, which is just a fancy word for like happiness or, joy or success. It's basically you benefit from it. So
All right.
your utility goes up by a lot. And what happens when you get 2 slices is like it's even more, and then 3, and then 4, and then 10. And then the question is, well, what happens when you go from 1,000,000 slices of pizza to 1,000,001 slices of pizza? The rate of happiness increase is very, very minuscule, even though it's the same difference as going from 0 to 1.
Of course.
So a more monetary example is like if I gave a homeless person $1, like he's really grateful. If I gave a millionaire $1, he wouldn't care. He would laugh at you. So even though you're giving them the same amount, because
Diminishing returns, I understand.
yeah, so the rate at which you're getting happiness is getting smaller and smaller. It's like you are getting more happy or more utility, but the amount you're getting decreases the more you have it. So that was an interesting thing I've retained.
Okay.
Basic supply and demand stuff. The X chart where supply, if demand goes up, then there's a point of equilibrium where supply and demand are equal, and then there are like shortages and surpluses.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
All
one.
that nonsense.
That's common sense to the.
A lot of it is just common sense. I mean,
like that's what I found. I took a micro class and I was like, wow, this is really like you can learn this in 10th grade or 9th grade of high school. Probably ace it.
I mean, I think there are AP exams for micro.
There
and
is,
macro,
but
not offered.
Why is it an AP exam?
Because
it shouldn't be. It's not that hard to understand any of that stuff.
I mean, neither is calculus, but that's still an AP exam.
No, I disagree. Calculus is a little harder.
I mean, maybe you need to get good at math, Pete.
No, I'm not saying for me.
Oh, are you sure about that?
I'm a genius, bro.
Are you a genius?
I am
still waiting for the $1 million idea.
No, so you back to the original question. You haven't really learned anything.
In economics, it's a lot more theoretical than, or at least when I was taking it, it was a lot more dry and theoretical. Like you can create economic models, you can like study data and like try to come up with like rationale or reasoning behind why things happen.
Okay.
As far as like stocks and stuff, no. I think I took like one class about futures and securities and options.
Okay.
It was really confusing.
Really?
Because I don't think they brought up stocks at all. Because like stocks, I have a general idea of, but options was something brand new. Do you know what an option is?
Yeah, I do.
I don't, and I took a course on it.
Are you kidding me?
It's like something where it's like you're buying a stock, like for the future or something. And,
so you have two types of options. You have a call option or a put option. Yeah, a call is a bet that it's going to go up. A put is a bet that it's going to go down.
And it's a risk. So
yes,
if you
exactly.
predict it's going up, if you're good at predicting, you can make a lot of money with options. But if you're wrong, you have to like pay double, triple, quadruple, however much it goes up or down, depending on your prediction.
Yeah, so you would predict it to hit a strike price. If it hits that price or surpasses it on a call option, for instance, let's say you bought $100 call option, your strike price is 102.5, right? Yeah. If it hits that 102.5 benchmark at the end of the 6 months that you bought that, then you're in business and you get
a lot of money.
You get, depending on multiple, there's like a bunch of stuff, but the point is you get your money. If you don't hit that 102.5, let's say you hit 97,
you have to pay the difference.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I learned what the word arbitrage is from that class.
Oh, okay.
You know what it is?
I do.
Good.
Yo, you're looking at me. You're the one with an economics degree, and you're looking at me like, why does he know more?
I mean, that's half true. I mean, I probably know more about formulas and stuff.
For sure
than you do.
I know all I know because of just pure reading. I've schooled myself over this quarantine on finance like no person ever has. Like,
cool.
I've genuinely like read books, articles. I try to spend like 2 hours a day just reading about finance in general.
Nice.
So I think that's a good thing. But that's really sad. Like
What's sad about reading?
No. What's really sad is that we have a general similar baseline level about finance and economics, yet you did a degree on it. You also have a degree in math, to be fair, but you did a degree in economics.
Yeah.
While I just learned all of mine in 4 months. Or I learned 95% of mine in 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, there are like other things that I should know, but I don't. Like, there's like labor economics, so
Yeah.
about like wages and stuff. There's
Yeah.
international economics, like economics between countries, that I took courses on that I should know the information of.
So if I were to ask you right now,
Don't.
what would you what would you do to get America out of the hole we're in right now? What would
What's
you
the
say?
hole? What's our problem now?
Well, right now we're facing an
A lot of debt.
excruciatingly inflated dollar. Like, the
But that was
dollar-
because of Corona, wasn't it? Because we had to pump so much money to save the world.
Save the world. Yeah, U.S. trying to.
Isn't
be the
that
hero.
true? Like, not the
No,
world, but
I-
we
well-
did like spend a lot of checks and a lot of helping people with free money because of Corona, because of unemployment.
Yes and no. So
What else is the reason?
So well,
It wasn't like that last year.
we are where we are, not because of the virus, but the virus catalyzed where we are right now.
It wasn't that bad last year.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that, but it was bad. It's just that nobody knows it. Like, for instance, we are 26 trillion dollars in debt right now.
Yeah.
And that number last year was 23.
Yeah.
So we added $3 trillion in debt. That's no easy feat to accomplish.
I mean, doesn't every president add another trillion or two in the debt? Like, it's only going up. Like, it never went down in like for however
I know.
long. So it's like you can blame that on everyone, but it's like, yeah, but everyone else is suffering the same problem.
Okay, but you see my point. It's really, really bad. And look,
Aren't all the countries in debt except China? Because that's the country we're all indebted to.
I mean, manufacturing, yeah. But that's a different point I was gonna say after.
You're asking me how do I get the debt to zero?
Yeah. How? No. Not
From
how,
27 trillion?
No. We can still have debt and still be in a good economic standing.
Period.
Yeah. We could have economic surplus
Okay.
while having debt. That's not an issue. I'm saying, how would you get us out?
I mean,
Like, I have a theory.
I mean, out like right now with the virus still present, or assuming the virus goes away?
Well, okay,
Because what happens if the
all
virus
things
comes
accounted
back
for.
and it's even worse?
all things accounted for.
But life's unpredictable. But all right, today. So the virus, for the most part, is getting tamer, like less cases. New York used to be the most concentrated spot in the world, and now it's very safe, apparently, according to the news.
It's okay. Some people are being stupid, but go on.
But it's definitely better than a few months ago, according to the news. Take it or leave it.
I was in the city yesterday, so I could tell you that some people are still being pretty stupid.
No masks, you mean?
Partially.
Streaking naked?
Partially. There are quite a few people just out on the street.
Having fun?
Partially.
What's wrong with having fun, P? You got a problem against fun times?
Not the good type of fun, Alex.
What? Drinking's fun. Don't drink.
Yes, if you're under the age of 18. I'm joking. All right, so go on.
You mean under 21, but okay. Isn't
I
that
meant 18.
weird? Isn't that weird that like as an 18-year-old you're legal to do literally everything except drink?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of
Every other country has that. as
No,
a
but
drinking
like
age.
America, like you can vote for your country, you can go to war, you can star in pornography, but you can't drink a sip of beer. That's not okay.
I mean, there's a backstory behind that.
Yeah, it's the prohibition, but
No, it's a different one. We don't have to talk about it now. I
Okay.
still want your answer.
to how to save America.
Yeah.
it's tough because on the one hand you could give all the unemployed people government jobs, but that comes out of the government's money. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you do then? Then you have to tax people more, which isn't good in my opinion. um on the flip side, if you leave everyone alone, you're still going to have to pay for them because they're suffering through the corona times. So you're stuck between a rock and another rock because there's nothing you can do that doesn't cost money. And your whole question is, how do we like lose our debt? In other words, how do we make money?
No, I'm not saying how do we lose our debt. I'm saying how do we get ourselves out of the economic downturn.
So like the inflation of the dollar. Like what does that mean?
So,
What's wrong with our economy
what
now?
you want me to define economic prosperity
Sure.
for us? That would be just think business is booming, bro. Like,
my business's stock is pretty good.
yeah, but
It's gone higher than it was last year. And
is your stock fundamentally, is it gonna grow a lot more? Do you
it's
think
more
it
than
has
it was last year?
fundamental- any more fundamental room for growth?
I mean, it keeps growing every day, to my surprise.
Yeah, doesn't that worry you at all?
I mean, yeah, because that's everything. It's like everything always eventually goes down. It doesn't go up forever.
Haven't you questioned how we can be outperforming the market
Which market?
pre-COVID-19? Like right now the market is outperforming its numbers pre-virus. And in a short span of 3 months.
Well, people are at home doing nothing, so you might as well buy stuff online.
That's not the point though.
But a
because
lot of these companies are online, so my theory has some merit. People are buying more stuff. People are buying groceries online now. My neighbor is literally every week there's a truck of groceries because he or she never leaves the house.
I know, but Alex, remember supply and demand, bro. Like who's gonna be able to upkeep these internet companies if so many people start buying? If the demand goes up,
India? India? Like we outsource it?
okay. That's completely different.
Well, you ask tech companies, like, why not?
No, I'm saying who's gonna
Save us?
no. Who
So you want... Which businesses are doing poorly? Give me an example.
I mean small businesses. Any small business that requires an in-person consumer. They're all that market has completely evaporated. It's decimated.
But theoretically, once the vaccine comes in, it'll start booming again.
How do you know that?
You don't, but you can only hope.
I mean, yeah, that's my point. You don't know for sure, especially because they're not going to exist anymore.
Oh, like they're out of business
Dude,
soon?
like when you're out of business, you're done. You can't do anything about it. How are you going to pay rent to try to like be there in a year when we have the vaccine? You can't. You're done.
Then maybe this is just the dawn of a new age. No
Yeah.
more small businesses.
So you have no concrete plan how to save America.
I mean, the best thing to do would be to pump as much money into getting the vaccine as quick as possible and make it mandatory for everyone. And that way we can all go outside. Because they already tried several times in several states to like open things. And every time they did that, the spike in the virus skyrocketed back up. So it's clear that right now, if you go out, you're at risk. If you go out in the masses, like in large populations. They literally opened up theme parks. Like, how stupid.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like in Florida, they opened, I forget if it was Disney World or Orlando Park or whatever. But, like, there was a period where they opened it. And I'm like, why? But why, though? You're opening...
You're joking right now.
No.
What theme park opened? Do you know?
One of those two. It was in Florida, and because it was dying down, the virus was dying down, so they thought, okay, now it's a good time to open things, and they opened it. The cases went back up, and they closed everything again.
Dude, Disney World opened.
Yeah,
That's so stupid.
but money, Pete.
Oh my god.
But Pete,
bro.
money.
Oh.
What about the money, Pete?
It's not like there's like a pandemic going on.
Pete, but what about money?
Oh man.
You're forgetting the most important question.
Wow. People are selfish.
Yeah, but like, which is dumber, Pete? That they opened it or that people went anyway? You understand?
Oh yeah.
You're blaming them, but like they're not the ones forcing you to go in there into a large population.
No, I mean people stuck at home like just
are getting
being,
tired of this.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't blame them.
No, I don't blame them,
much.
but at the same time, it's like, what do you do?
I know.
What would you do, genius? You're like, how do I save the world? It's like, I don't know, Pete. What's your master plan?
Okay. Well.
So we have a virus that we don't have a vaccine for. Small businesses are going out of business because everyone's stuck at home because they have nothing. They're recommended not to go outside. So what do?
Okay.
Make everyone open a restaurant because those are mandatory or allowed to be open.
Let's think. First we need a way to increase our economic productivity again.
So factories need to be open.
Well, I'll get to that.
But I'm pretty sure factories, if they're mandatory or they meet certain like I'm still working in a factory, so there are certain companies that still are working.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, not everybody is still going into work.
Yeah, but
we're not operating at 100% capacity.
No, of course not. But I'm pretty sure the main businesses, like the biggest ones, are like manufacturers. I'm sure are still working.
I don't think they are at 100% capacity.
No, of course not. But it's not at 0% either.
Yeah. Let's see. I've read a bunch of stuff on different things, and I agree with some of it and disagree with some of it. Like Peter Schiff, Chamath Palihapitiya. Right, I said that name way too fast, but
yeah, because I know these people.
Palihapitiya, yeah.
Some Indian name.
Huge Warren Buffett, huge Ray Dalio. I love them both.
Warren Buffett?
Yeah, Warren Buffett. He's a genius. But no, so what I would say is we definitely need a way to start. I don't like the word. I don't like the what's it called? The idea of contact tracing. I mean, obviously it's the best solution we have right now. But
is that when like I go to a restaurant and they're like, give us your contact information in case?
No. I think it just means that you are literally following it, like you are a data point, and the system is following you and making sure that you are adhering to the rules. What
rules?
The ones that would protect everybody from you giving them the virus. Genius.
But how would they know?
I honestly have no idea
how we're not wearing masks right now. I could be infecting you, and you'll infect your parents, and they'll infect someone. That's how the virus spread in the first place.
Well, you should have infected me 12 times over by this point. So
there's always a first time for everything.
So whatever form of contact tracing and testing needs to happen for sure. I feel like if we put people into certain buckets or classifications based on their status. So, like, if you test positive, for instance, then you got to do your quarantine. You got to do your
isn't that
whatever.
The rules already?
Yeah, but let's say if you were negative, if you test negative, then they get you back to work.
Okay.
And that's it. And
that's what it is currently, though.
Is it, though? Because we haven't tested enough people.
Multiple people in my company were tested, and they were sent home, and they just sat there for 2 weeks, and most of them came back, fortunately.
Did you retest, though?
I'm sure they retested.
I don't know about that. You're just assuming.
I am assuming, but, if they got it the rule is if you catch it, you quarantine for 14 days. And if you still exhibit symptoms of it, you continue to quarantine. But if your symptoms go away, welcome back.
Nice.
So, I mean, what's wrong with that? What are the odds the symptoms go away, but you're still infected?
You need to be tested again. If you had it already, you need to be tested again.
There's like a guideline that says go in and like stab yourself with a needle and check.
No, dude, that's not how it works.
They go to the doctor or the clinic.
Stick a swab up your nose nowadays. That's how they're gonna do it at school for me.
What?
Yeah, because athletes have to get tested twice a week.
Oh.
So I have to go.
Why are you still doing athletics?
We're just practicing. Athletics got canceled practically for the fall. Cancel culture has reached its claws into athletics.
That's not cancel culture.
I know. I'm joking.
Do you still get the scholarship?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, so what I was gonna say is, we have to impose some kind of restrictions, but also some stimulus to economic productivity in that way. That would be a huge government plan, though, that I don't think we have the like. We definitely have the capacity and the infrastructure to do it. We don't have the what's it called? The patience as a U.S. government, or the amount of organization required. So maybe not infrastructure, but like I think the level-headedness is very lacking in Washington to get something like this done.
What about, here's an idea that kind of stems from you. It's like, what's stopping us from just testing everyone in America? Like right now.
What do you mean?
Like, let's test everyone, find out right now who has it, who doesn't.
Okay, but who's gonna implement that?
I am.
Good luck, bro.
Wouldn't that solve the problem? It would solve everything.
Not necessarily.
Why not? We catch the perps and that's that.
There are no perps, bro. You test everybody. It's what happens after the test and the results of the test that determine what you...
So you find all the people, test everyone, and...
No, dude. I mean, just the people that test negative, just keep them... Or, not negative. They test positive for the virus. Just stay home. Do your civil duty.
Civil duty, Pete? Who cares about that?
No, it's not a civil duty. That's true. No one cares about civil duties anymore. Like, civic duty, my bad. No, just stay at home so you don't have to, like, there's a fine line between liberties in the Constitution and responsibilities, right?
You want to tell them that? You want to tell these people walking in the street?
I don't want to turn it into a COVID episode.
Podcast.
So what I was really adhering to was, we need to get the people that are okay and able, we need to get them back
to work,
right? And then that will provide some more incentive. It'll start the wheel turning again slowly. Now, I think the one thing that the US has done, which is very price efficient, but I think bad because in the end we've become leveraged by other nations.
Like who?
Like China is manufacturing.
What else is new?
Dude, we don't produce anything in house anymore. Like barely any stuff. Remember last week we talked with Andrew, like BMW produces part of its stuff
in China
here, part of its stuff in China, part of its stuff in Germany, and it's all assembled in Germany. It's a German company. You know, like, we as a country have done that, except with literally everything. We import everything.
I mean, I always imagine like that would be the secret to saving America, is we need to start making our own stuff again.
Yeah.
But the problem is that costs money.
Yeah, that's the problem. But
why would I pay an American employee $9 an hour when I can pay a Chinese employee like $9 a year?
You see, that's the problem. If we want to get our economy up and running again to the point that it's in a good, like, think about the war. The
World War II, you mean?
Yeah. The reason that we were able to get back up and running is because we started having
we started producing, but the thing is, we were producing guns and bullets and English. Tanks and planes.
I know, but we were producing stuff. So that's the point. Like, we were doing things.
But we had a reason to do it. Now we don't have one.
No, but the reason is very, very much still just to get the economy back up and running. But that
comes at the cost of like companies willing to sacrifice some profit for their country. Good luck convincing them.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But so, I mean, look, I'm giving you a way that it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. And obviously we've laid out the exact reason why it probably won't happen.
Yeah.
And also, we don't have, in my opinion, a leader that is able to get something like that done anyway.
I don't think it's
Leader as in president. We haven't had a president that would be able to get that done.
I mean, I don't think it could be done anyway. I mean, the only way to do that is to literally ban China from us. To get the companies to be like, okay, no more China, no more Chinese products, no more China anything.
No, okay, so I touched on how to do the virus
And
stuff,
how to start the American people.
produce, how to do the supply thing here. The demand is going to come naturally with the supply. We know that.
I mean, once again, what are you going to charge it for? You have to charge it the same as everyone else. And if it costs more to make, that means you're losing money.
Yeah. But, okay, so...
We need to start making... No, but if we start making machines that replace humans, that just leaves us at square one.
No, not really. I mean, jobs are always created somehow, some way.
Yeah, but with robot technology, only good jobs are going to be on the market, and
Dude.
not everyone is qualified for those jobs.
No, jobs always are created by some type of tech. It's just not a job that you can imagine would ever exist, because it doesn't.
It's not that they won't exist.
Remember,
but
you are limited to what you know, your imagination.
Shut up, Pete.
But seriously.
But the thing is, with technology, if you can replace like 10 people's worth of work with like 2 people and 1 robot, like, yeah, there's 2 jobs available, but now you took 8 away.
Okay, but what happens if the existence of that robot allowed another company to rise up out of the dirt, whatever, and those 8 people can now work for that company? You see, like, my point is, it doesn't matter which jobs are eliminated. There are always going to be more.
So when a robot company is created, now the lower level people are going to just join the lower level of the robot company.
No, I'm saying that there will be different needs for different times, bro.
That's true, but in advanced technological times, you need advanced technological workers, no?
Yeah, but there's always going to be a need for low-skilled workers.
We'll see.
No, so I think the other big part that would need to be, like, completely reevaluated is the monetary policy that we have.
What's our policy?
Well, it's not monetary policy in terms of how we conduct transactions. It is how the value of the dollar is in the current market in general, and what are the driving forces behind that.
So it's inflated currently?
Yeah, right now we are horribly inflated. We are going that direction. Even more every single day. We are. Before I go on to this, we are really, really headed towards, I think, the next Great Depression.
I don't think so. But how much is the pound compared to the dollar? Like 1 pound?
Let's see. Trusty search engine. The pound is about 75 cents to the dollar.
No. So how many dollars is 1 pound? It's the other way.
1.31.
That's good. It used to be like 1.7 at one point in my lifetime.
Dude, that means that
both of them went down.
That means that the dollar is losing value, bro. That's the point.
No. 1 pound was $1.7, which means it cost more dollars to make 1 pound in the past. So the ratio between pound and dollar currently is less, which means they're closer to each other. Whether or not that means the pound and the dollar both went down at such a rate, I don't know. But
I don't know if that's true.
The pound definitely was more expensive in the past.
Well, all I can tell you is that the dollar is the world's reserve currency right now.
It is?
Dude.
What about Europe?
You majored in economics, bro.
Europe has its own financial thing in Italy.
That's wonderful, but the Eurozone doesn't compare to the dollar.
Okay.
Come on.
They made a big deal about like the treasury in Italy, about the euro, how it's like cool and stuff.
The US dollar rules the world right now. Like, everything's compared to the dollar.
It's true.
It's the world's reserve currency. So what I'm saying is, I think Dalio, he he has three ways to characterize monetary policy, and right now he says that we're approaching the third way.
Which
So
is
first way is increase interest rates. Second way is quantitative easing.
I don't know.
You know what that is?
No.
Basically, the Fed will start buying equities
From foreign companies, or so basically the government will own companies now.
Yeah.
So the government will own properties or companies now.
Yeah, the government starts purchasing it just starts purchasing equities and securities in general.
Local
for
or
long
foreign?
term. Local, of course.
Okay.
And then this encourages lending. So that's monetary policy 2, according to him. Monetary policy 3. So monetary policy 3 is basically the government is just prints money and gives it to spenders.
That's not a good idea.
That'll
inflate it completely.
That's the point. Monetary policy 3 is very inflationary.
Yeah.
And very devaluing to the dollar.
Yeah.
But the problem is that's the only thing that's happening right now. So like the purpose is it incentivizes people to go and spend because they're just getting money for existing.
Yeah, but the problem is this is a very bad time to be alive.
Yeah. So my point is because of that, and that's what we're doing right now practically. Like we are printing.
We are doing that, but like it's for the right moral reason.
But
would you
the
be
last time this happened was
the Great Depression?
Yes.
Yeah, but there wasn't a virus back then.
I know, but
and China wasn't a thing back then.
I understand, but remember, I said the virus catalyzed this. This was already happening before the virus happened.
Yeah. I mean, they said the same thing about Obama's term where inflation was a big deal, but we got out of it.
No, we really didn't.
It just kept getting worse?
It just keeps getting worse.
Well,
but people keep forgetting. What happened in the 2008 recession was completely different. Had nothing to do with what the Fed was like tampering like with all the money printing and stuff.
But then Obama did a lot of government spending anyway.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, you can still incur debt. But that's the problem. That you see, that's what I find really weird as well, is there's no sense of accountability anymore because they just keep printing and printing and printing and printing.
Well, how else are you gonna do things?
I mean,
exactly.
My point is, they have to pay the debt off.
No, not really. We're just gonna be indebted forever. We're just gonna be slaves.
That's
economically speaking, of course.
Like that's.
The only way to solve the debt would come at the expense of the American people. As you can imagine, the American people aren't going to like that very much.
I know. So we have to. I mean, based on where monetary policy is right now, like what he described, we need to stop printing.
Yeah. No, Romania.
But we won't be able to, and we won't.
Yeah. I mean, a perfect example is Romania during the 60s to 80s. Romania was one of the few countries that had zero debt to any country. But the way they achieved that was they made everyone have a job, but they didn't pay them because it was a communist totalitarian regime. So everyone had a job, everyone's working in the factory or getting a good job. You know, like if you don't have a skill set, if you're not smart, you go to the factory.
Mm-hmm.
If you're smart, you get a real job, you know. So it incentivizes studying really hard because you're going to either get a good job or go to the factory with all the drunk people. And they started producing. They started producing cars. They started producing clothes. They started producing everything, and they started selling to foreigners. They started selling. But like they were rationing food. They were rationing heat. They were rationing electricity from the people. So like in other words, they were building all this cool stuff, but the people never got any of it. Yeah. So they had no debt. People weren't happy about it, but the country.
That's the biggest problem with solving these problems, is that
something's got to give.
Humanitarian crisis at the expense of money. But you see, that's so funny that money is literally just we created money just to trade things of value, and now look at what it's done to us as a civilization.
I mean, it's still doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just
crazy.
at a much grander scale.
Yeah. So I mean, those are like the three big things, um, that I feel like need to change. But the problem is that
You're not going to be able to do any one of those three
none
things.
of those three things will happen.
So good job. Good job getting elected, first of all.
But you know what I think will happen, and I mean, funny enough, this is actually completely decentralized and completely not affected by government at all.
1984? What?
No, I'm saying you asked me before what crypto is, and this is why I feel like
This is the future.
this is why I feel like it comes in perfectly because
Saves America.
yeah,
Crypto saves America.
yeah, basically.
Okay. Let's hear your
Dude,
Let's hear your top
okay,
secret
well,
plan.
let's think of it like this.
Yes.
We know that the dollar is losing value completely.
It's getting there.
It's losing value because we're printing so much of it. It's just basic inflation.
Eventually we'll stop.
Now, we are on a fiat currency system, and so is Europe, so is China, so is Korea,
What does that mean?
Japan. Fiat. Dude, you're an economics major. Okay, so fiat currency is basically there's no underlying value behind this currency. It's basically a bunch of guys that run the central bank of their country.
Yeah.
They go behind closed doors and they create the rules for how much value this thing has.
Okay.
And typically, if you were to look at a graph of fiat currency, how it does in a global market and its stability, it's good.
What
But
are you saying?
over
Fiat?
Fiat, like the car company
Oh.
Fiat.
Okay.
The argument against fiat currency, or the argument for fiat currency is to say that volatility is low and you can maintain its value, in general.
Okay.
But I don't buy that at all because,
Well, how do you know?
because it's being regulated, or the rules and regulations are determined by just a bunch of people behind closed doors. So think of it like this. We are living in a fake capitalist system.
Not fake
Oh,
capitalism.
yeah, it is. We're living in a fake capitalist system because if there are people behind closed doors making the rules and regulations behind what monetary instrument we're using to communicate with others,
Okay.
a capitalist system is supposed to be an open market, and we're exchanging things of value that we like everybody agrees on a value.
Yeah.
It's not like just some people above our heads are supposed to decide what that value is, and then that's it.
Yeah, but capitalism is also about the freedom to have that market at all, which we do have.
I know, but we have to be able to agree on the value of something on our own volition. It should not be anyone else that decides it for us.
Well, do we know
That's the
who
problem
these
with
people
fiat
are?
currency. Well, dude, it's central banks that create this.
Okay.
So my point is, like I said, they have no bad intentions in mind. They do it so that it's more stable and it has better, like, quote unquote short term effects for the economy, but in reality it's not, because once again, we don't understand any real intrinsic value for this thing. So now where I get into Bitcoin is
No one decides what that is worth.
yes and no. There is a finite amount of it, and we will always know that finite amount of it forever. There's no way that we won't know how much is left. So
There's a limited amount of
Yeah.
digital currency?
well, yeah.
That sounds silly.
No, it's not that silly.
It's
Because
digital.
it's like,
what's stopping me from like going on my computer and just programming some more?
buddy, you're going to need a bigger computer than that one.
Maybe.
Okay, my point is that
I got the hard drive though.
it's comparable to gold. You know how any commodities, they have a limited amount?
Gold
of
is
them.
real though.
Yeah, I know, but Bitcoin can be likened to a commodity in the fact that there's a limited amount. The only difference between Bitcoin and gold is that we know exactly how much Bitcoin there is going to be forever.
Gold we don't.
Yeah, we just know it's limited. And so that's how we know it has value.
Okay.
And so the very, So for people who don't understand Bitcoin, obviously, basically what it is it's a quote unquote cryptocurrency. It's
What's
basically
crypto mean?
crypto is short for cryptographic.
Secret? Security?
Yeah, it's basically a type of programming that encourages security and authentication. Like
Who
be
invented this nonsense?
I don't know, man.
Someone was just like, "Oh, I made my fake money. Let's all make it real now."
Jacques Stern, CS Cipher,
He's the creator.
1998.
98. It's a while ago.
Yeah, apparently he's one of the
Founders.
fathers of
Cryptocurrency.
cryptography in computer science. But anyways, that's not that important. What I was gonna say is Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that essentially is operating on a completely decentralized network. So what that means is
No one owns it.
yeah, no one owns it. You can buy it off of someone. You can exchange it. Like
Then who determines this one's value if it's not a bunch of top secret men?
it's the people that trade it.
So if I trade it, I say this is worth $5.
Yeah, basically, you can name your own price, and that's the whole point. It's just allowing the network itself determine the price of it, and it operates similarly with the laws of supply and demand. Like so, but back taking a step back, it's on a completely immutable ledger system in a sense that everybody on this network of computers that has Bitcoin or is looking for Bitcoin, they know when you perform a transaction or when you are mining for something, for some Bitcoin, because it's like mining for gold, like that's the best example I can give because it's like one of the it's the closest one you can think of.
Okay.
So this ledger keeps a record of everything, like anything from transactions to buys to sells, like everything.
Okay.
And that's one of the most important parts because it keeps it authentic. It doesn't you can't really launder any of it because the system itself is foolproof against that. Aside from that, there are some other like really simple ideas like by the way, this ledger is public completely.
So everyone knows.
Yeah, so everybody knows about transaction, like they can know, and it's public information. It's on the network.
Okay.
You can have a wallet now. That's where you store your Bitcoin, for instance, and then you can also have.
Is Bitcoin
can also
volatile
have
or is it
very,
really?
very volatile.
But like how volatile?
Like
daily, weekly, monthly?
It depends, but let's just say that in 2017 or 2016, it was at, I want to say between 3 and 5K. Went to
10,000?
20K in 2017, plummeted to
1,000? 1,500?
no, it went down to about 3 to 5K
Again.
and then just rose steadily, stayed at around 10K for the last 2 years. Then once the virus hit, it went down to 3K again, and now it's back, and it's back up. And what I was gonna say is that because it's open for banks to trade it now, banks
That's
have
not good.
But you see, that's the funny part is that there are so many proponents against it, and yet people are buying it like nobody's business.
Why you mean against buying it?
Because it's decentralized.
So that sounds like a good thing.
Yeah. Except remember, dude, the people with the power, they want to have power over it all.
They're buying it. They're gonna buy it all, and then they're gonna sell it all.
They're buying it, but I'm saying, like, let's say a Fed doesn't like it because they can't control its value. The people control the value.
But if the Fed buy it all, now they're the people.
No one can buy it all.
Why not? You
no
said
one has
it's
enough
limited.
money.
It's limited though.
I know, but its value is gonna become too great, and also they cannot just buy it all because like who's gonna buy 21 million Bitcoin off someone for $1 million per coin?
One coin is $1 million?
I mean, that's how far. That's how high it could reach.
It could reach.
Yeah. Right now it's so what I was getting at. Right now the price is at 11.8K, which is up from the last few months, and it's gone up because, like I said, banks can start buying and selling, and so banks bought a crap ton amount. Like they've been buying it, and
so if I bought $30,000 and I bought 3 coins for $10,000 each, and it went up to 20,000, I make
you have 60K now.
60K.
So you made 30K, yeah.
So what's
And
so
here's-
special about
so-
this versus a regular stock?
Well, because like I said, it's always gonna be limited in its supply. 1, 2, you don't have to worry about any of those traditional money problems. Like I said, laundering. Like this thing is completely public and completely decentralized, and is
So I can't
almost-
fake anything.
you cannot fake anything. Think of it almost as a hive mind, just taking care of its own monetary system. That is what it is. And the reason I love it is not because of the hive mind thing. It's because it's a lot more authentic.
More realistic capitalism.
Well, it's evolving technology. You know, like
What technology?
well, we've been moving to a digital system as a society. We've been moving to digital currency.
I feel like
as
pure
well.
digital
We've
is just a bad
digitized
idea.
everything.
But I think that's a bad idea.
I mean, you're just afraid of change.
No, what happens when everything breaks by accident? Then what?
Well,
You have nothing manual left. You're dead. You're dead. That's what happens.
Well, we have to build the digital infrastructure to the point that when something breaks, it's not going to cripple an entire system.
And what if that system breaks? You're gonna build a system
But
to
that's
fix that too?
Yeah, but that's the essence of decentralization. It's like in a network, if you're able to build something so robust that it can survive even when one thing breaks, then that its existence itself is inherently unbreakable.
That's theoretical.
I know, but that's the way we're moving. It's
We'll
not as theoretical anymore.
We'll see about that, Pete.
So anyways,
I'll break it
so
to
anyways,
prove you wrong.
why you want to buy Bitcoin is I just outlined those 2 reasons, but also we are gonna have
A
it
recession.
yeah, like the way I see it, we're gonna be screwed beyond belief. And I think like the good, if you want to think of it in a positive way, this isn't positive at all, because many people will lose their lives, homes, jobs, everything.
When you're at rock bottom, the only place to go is up.
Yeah, well, yes, but what I was gonna say is, it's not just gonna be happening in the U.S. It's gonna be a global phenomenon.
The world is in a recession.
The world will be in a depression, bro. Because, like I
Then why
said,
can't we fix it if we're all suffering?
no, I'm saying that your neighbors will also be suffering. That is the point. You can feel peace of mind because everyone else is going through what you are going through.
Why should I care?
That's the problem with humanity right there.
That is true. Listen to our other podcasts.
Yeah.
We covered that already.
So, because Bitcoin won't lose its value necessarily,
Because they won't be affected by the recession.
it can be, but it probably won't be.
Okay.
Just because it's going to start having that well, first of all, here's another thing that I never even talked about, is the fact that every few years the amount of coins in a block, so the whole idea is blockchain technology, and that is a miner, tries to solve these cryptographic problems, and that's why you need like huge mining centers, because you need, I don't even know, not a million. You need a lot of computers that are very powerful.
What am I mining for?
Coins. You have to solve problems. So the way it works in
What is this,
a
Minecraft? What is this?
No. You know how miners mine for gold?
Yes.
Mining for Bitcoin is solving very complicated math problems that only a computer can do. Like it would take your computer thousands of years to try to solve these.
That's fair enough. But my computer will live.
Yeah, well, except it's just, you get the point. So
Okay.
now when you finally find a block full of these coins, it's a chain of blocks, right? Like that's why it's called the blockchain, because whatever. So in this block there's a certain amount of coins that you can have. And every few years, the amount of coins in each block halves. So we started off at 50 coins per block. Now we're at 6.25. The last halving event just occurred in May. So it's already halved 4 times.
So 6.25, that's how many there are, or how many have been added?
No, 6.2. No, that's how many there are now in every block, which means...
Oh, in every block, but that means it's continuously being added.
No, it's not adding. It's not adding to the 50. The 50 per block
Has
went
now
from
gone
50 to 25. From 25 to 12.5. From 12.5 to 6.25. Which means, I mean, you don't have to be a genius. Come on, supply and demand right there.
So now there's only 6 coins?
Per block that you mine.
Oh. Okay.
So in essence, to have the same value, you would need to mine 10 times more blocks almost.
No, it's 2, 4, 8. 8 times.
Okay, you shut up.
It's 1/2 to the 3rd power p. It's not
Shut
science.
up.
It's not science, it's math.
Okay, you need to mine 8 times more blocks for it to hold the same value.
Wait, so I could be creating programs that mine for these blocks
Yeah.
and get myself coins?
Yeah. And then
So I don't even need to buy it, I can just find it.
Yeah.
What have I been
Would you
doing
realize
my whole life?
Well, look, you realize that when you buy it, you pay a little fee, right? The fee is
Yeah.
for the miners. The people that are mining it, they're the ones
Well, can't
spending
the
the time
miners-
writing the programs,
the
buying the
miners own it?
computers, and doing all of this stuff.
Can't the miners own it? Because they found it?
They can, but then they're not really incentivized to keep finding it unless they just sell it to people and charge a fee.
But why wouldn't I just sell it for its price? So if it costs 3,000 or 11,000 now, I just found 6 coins. I'm gonna sell it to you for 66.
They probably keep their own stuff of it anyway.
So if I became a miner in the virtual mining world of cryptocurrency, I mine, I find coins, and what's the next step?
Then you would sell it to a platform for a fee. And
how-
that platform
how-
charges
how-
fees
how
on the
prof-
people.
How profitable is that fee?
It depends. Like, for instance, I like Cash App because its fee is a lot less than, like, Coinbase. Like, Coinbase is 4%. It's kind of variable, but it generally is around 4%. Cash App is, like, a little, tiny bit over 2%.
So I would make nothing.
Yeah, but do you realize that a full coin is $11.5?
So
$11,500.
So if I made 2% of 11,000, 2% of 10,000, that would be 100. I make $200.
Sure.
That's not a lot.
Okay, but you have to think that you're also finding a lot of these coins.
Well, how fast does the mining assuming I've created the algorithm that actually does its job,
Very, very slow.
then
And also, you
I'm
have to
making
remember...
$200 at a very slow rate.
I
That doesn't
understand.
sound worth it.
No, you're making a lot of money. But my point is, you're making that money based on how much the price will start rising as well. Because, like I said, it's gonna be, its price will escalate based on how little there are gonna be left.
Yeah, but the highest it's been was 20,000.
Yeah, but it's gonna keep going up because there's still a lot more to be found. The last Bitcoin will be mined in approximately 100 years.
Why is there a limited amount of a virtual thing? That sounds so ridiculous. What, did someone like create like a
Why
virtual...
is it ridiculous though?
Because it's virtual. Can't I just make more, program more?
Yeah, I mean there are a million other altcoins, alternate cryptocurrencies.
So I could make my own cryptocurrency.
Go ahead, do it.
Then what is this? It's just...
It was the first.
Oh, okay.
Are
the other
be
ones
the first
successful?
to the punch. Ethereum is another cryptocurrency, but technically not. They're smart contracts.
Okay. Are they successful?
Ethereum's performance mirrors Bitcoin's performance. So when Bitcoin does well, Ethereum does well. When Bitcoin does bad, Ethereum does bad.
I still don't. I'm missing the part where if I mine for coins and I get my coins, why can't I sell them? Why am I charging a fee for them? Like, why can't I just go to the market? Like your example with gold. If I'm a gold miner and I just found like a bar of gold, I can go to the jeweler or whatever and say, here's X amount of gold. The price of gold is this. Give me this. I wouldn't give him the gold and say, whatever you sell this for, you're going to give me a percent. I could, but I could also just sell him the gold and get the full price. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm missing that part of the logic. You know, if I create my program that gets me my coins, why can't I just sell the coins right away? Or is that illegal?
Honestly, I am no miner, and I don't understand the monetization of Bitcoin mining, so I can't tell you.
So, well, but you're saying I could create a program that mines for this stuff?
Yeah.
How hard is that? I'll take that as a slightly hard.
Buddy. Think of it like this.
What if I create a program?
You were trying to solve a problem with you were trying to land on the moon using a paper airplane. That is how hard that is.
I can do it. There's a chance.
Go ahead, bro.
How do I get started?
Just buy Bitcoin, bro.
Nah, I'll make Bitcoin too.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess.
So how will Bitcoin
I just
save
advertised
America?
so much Bitcoin because it is gonna be the next check against an altered currency. The fiat currency system is something that is constantly altered. This thing cannot be altered because the network itself is upholding its value, both because of its supply and also because of its transactions constantly occurring.
Okay.
So the way I see it, it will either be the end-all be-all solution or it will just completely go to zero because somehow, some way, the U.S. system will figure out how to survive with fiat currency within the next 5 to 10 years, which will just prolong the inevitable end of digitization.
That example you gave with 50 to 6.25, is that the real number or just an example?
No, that's the real.
That sucks.
Why does that suck?
It's 6 coins for every slow find.
Yeah.
That's pretty sucks.
I mean, you could find several blocks at once, but
what is this?
Good luck with
what
that.
is this, Battleship?
I don't know. But there are a lot of models, and a lot of them are, you can say, if you're a big investment banker or Wall Street guy, you're going to look at those and say, oh, those things are overfitted. The R score is like 99 and just all that jazz. But
it's all fake news.
Basically, that's what they'll say. What I say to you is try to understand the underlying technology behind it. And then if you do, then you understand why this stuff is valuable and why it could be even more valuable, 10 times more valuable. So if this is going to make you salivate a little bit, Bitcoin is projected to hit 100K by the end of next year.
So if I buy 3 coins right now for 10,000 to just make it simple, and next year it's 100,000, I just made
$200,000
with a 270,000
Oh no.
profit. I make $300,000 with 270 profit.
Basically.
Give me some of your money. But these predictions, how accurate are they? Like, were they true?
They've been accurate
the whole time.
Relatively.
So, but like, did Corona affect this at all?
Yeah.
So that's not good, because what if we don't find a vaccine by next year? Then it could go down. That's not good.
The big thing also to keep in mind is that the major player right now in the world, like right now, the way I see blockchain tech is the way people in the late 80s or mid 80s saw the internet. You know, it's still developing. It's like trying to invent Amazon or Google in 1982 or 1984. Like there's no need for it yet, but we are very, very close.
What are the chances it gets to 1 million, like you said?
Very high.
But like how
I'd
long?
say
In my
within-
lifetime?
Probably within 20 years.
So I have to wait 20 years to make a few $1,000,000.
Alex,
I'm gonna
bro,
be-
you're not willing to wait 20 years so that you can have
but
like just $10 million
yeah, but if I'm
just chilling in your
old,
bank?
yeah, but if I'm old, then what? What do I do? What do you do with money when you're old, Pete?
Bro, in 20 years you're going to be 44.
It's true,
It's not going to be that bad.
but like,
You're not old when you're 44. And
what do
we're
I do in
eating
the next-
GMO food all the time. We're going to live to like 120.
GMO, genetically modified.
Yes.
What does the O stand for?
Organism.
Is that real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are those? I feel like that's the opposite. Me eating that makes
Shut
it,
up, Alex.
Makes it unhealthy. I'm being fed stuff to die faster.
So the
But
I guess
that's just a theory.
so here's what I'm doing now to kind of hedge against what I see to be the next depression coming.
Buy
Because
Bitcoin.
you're obsessed with Beyond Meat, but I'm definitely not. I say honestly to just because cash, like I said, the US dollar is losing its value, so it's probably the worst thing you want to have right now. Stocks are like the second worst thing.
Yeah,
Right
but
now, you
it'll
need something that has
eventually-
true value,
It'll
bro.
eventually go back up.
That's not guaranteed.
It has a history.
Look, if we hit a depression, we're looking at L-shaped recovery.
What does that mean?
So,
Eventually, we're gonna skyrocket.
Like down and then just
Flat.
very not flat, but like very gradual rise.
What if it's a
back.
backwards L, where it's a slow and then skyrockets up?
No, that's not how it works.
I'll make it work, Pete. I'll save the world.
Alex, once again, you were an economics major.
Okay,
You should know that's not how it works.
it could. It might.
And maybe if we change to the Bitcoin standard.
Pete, what if it did? What if
Well,
one day
you
I just
but
see?
look, that's what I think will happen. We will change to the Bitcoin standard as a result.
Then won't that just get corrupted like everything else
No,
that
it
is
can't.
pure in the world?
It can't be because it is decentralized.
What's stopping me from like hacking everyone's Bitcoin and just being like, hey, now it's mine? Give it.
Ask Satoshi Nakamoto.
Is he the
The-
creator? No, he's not.
Yeah. Except it's
Who is
an
that guy?
alias.
Who is that guy? Oh, Satoshi is John.
Satoshi. John?
You said some
No,
name.
That's a guy who invented like cryptographic
Oh,
CS
crypto
stuff.
stuff at all. And Satoshi, the Japanese man?
Published a paper on the dark web in '09.
Oh, not wait. Why the dark web?
Well, because that's where all the interesting stuff happens.
But like, this seems like a legitimate thing. Why would that be on the dark web at all?
because that's where all the interesting stuff happens.
No, but like this seems like legitimate and not questionable. Why would that be hidden in the dark web?
I don't know, bro.
Did he
Maybe
say
the
it was on the
deep web.
dark web?
No, someone found it, and
Okay, whatever.
all I know is that it was there, dude. Why are you asking me questions I can't answer?
Isn't that what life is? Just a
That's true.
question that's looking for an
Okay.
answer.
And yeah, no one knows who this person is.
What do you mean no one knows? He created something, we don't know who he is?
Basically, that's probably why he did it on the dark web, so he could just hide his location and
That
existence.
people would kill him if they like,
We say he because
his name's Satoshi, that's a boy Japanese alias name.
basically.
It's not our fault he or she picked
It
that
could,
name.
It could have been just a little.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine if Satoshi was just some random, like 17-year-old kid just chilling in their basement or something, like invented this?
It could be.
I really would love to meet that person. Just be like, you just literally created the future of
The world.
of U.S. monetary system.
More like the world's monetary system.
Yeah, basically.
Would that work if we had one currency in the world? Is
I
that
think
a
it
good
could.
idea, you think?
I think it could. I think it would be very unifying.
Isn't there
That's for sure.
Isn't there benefits to having separate currencies?
Yeah, but I mean, personally, I'm not one to really promote nationalism and
Yeah,
selfish stuff.
we've talked about this.
Yeah, so like I think that I'm no economics major
because
or
that's
economist.
very valuable, as you can clearly tell.
Yes, all our listeners, you can see what economics can get you.
If you really want to pursue business, don't do economics. Do business, because economics is a lot more theory than practical stuff. Like, you'll learn stuff. I learned stuff. I still have some textbooks, so I still have like the knowledge I could brush up on. But like overall, it's pretty. I don't want to say useless, but your job options for for economics are usually limited to professor or researcher, so not businessman.
Life lessons from college, Alex.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I already told my story that I didn't like economics.
yeah, we get it. No, so I think I
Pete.
was trying to say this before you rudely cut me off.
Sorry.
Here's how I'm hedging against the depression. Just gold and Bitcoin.
What'd you say?
Gold and Bitcoin.
Gold?
Yeah.
What's so special about gold?
We need something anchored to a value
in real life.
Yes.
So gold.
Gold.
Why gold?
Why would I buy silver?
I mean, silver.
Why would I buy copper?
Why not?
Bronze. I don't even think
bronze isn't a metal,
Yeah.
or not a.
You get my point.
Periodic table metal.
You get my point.
So gold is the nicest. What about platinum, Pete? Why don't we invest in platinum?
I don't care about platinum.
Platinum's always better than gold.
Platinum's stupid.
Okay.
Gold and Bitcoin is my I will say I do like Tesla, but I'm gonna be very bearish on the market going forward, and so after Tesla hits the S&P 500, see you later. I'm gonna make my little gains from that, and then just wait out until.
What if it skyrockets and you missed on a perfect opportunity?
That's okay. That's just how the market goes. I'm no FOMO person.
You're a traitor to Mr. Musk himself. He's gonna.
Is this considered insider trading?
He's going. No.
No, it's not.
But he's gonna call you and he's gonna be like, "I saw what you did, Pete. You sold all your stocks when we were on the rise."
Yeah, and that's how.
So gold.
That's
and,
how I'm gonna survive. Yeah.
Gold and.
But you can
Bitcoin.
you can keep.
I'm gonna buy silver just to spite you.
You suck. Buy Bitcoin. Except you'll be paying fees, but that's honestly, unless you want to mine it yourself and just keep it, then that's what you're gonna have to do.
I'll do it.
Mine?
You don't think I can? I'll get my pickaxe ready. A thing or two about mining. And while I'm in the digital caves mining, I'll always remember two.
I don't know if you will.
I won't stay positive?
No, you will stay positive.
All right. The end. Have a good day, everyone.